Judd's Memphis, right?
Judd's Memphis Kitchen food truck in front of our studio on Grand Street, starting at 5:30 until he's sold out. Are we on Facebook Live right now? We're on Facebook Live, Nachum Segal
We
Network.
are?
Facebook Live, Nachum Segal
Leonie,
Network.
thanks for the heads up. All right, there
We're
we
on
go.
Facebook Live, Nachum Segal Network.
Awesome.
And we have a special guest in our studio.
I'm totally psyched. And we're gonna retell the story of how we met this gentleman before we put him on the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna table my. What was that? That's you.
That was me.
Well,
I was hoping you would have noticed that it was me.
Hey, I'm saying
it's
that
always me.
I'm saying that could it have been me? Then I saw the way you're wearing your headphones. I said, no, it's her. Anyway, I'm going to table my discussion for a moment about what I wanted to Facebook Live about, and let's move into our special guest who's here. At Yiddish Soul, you meet a lot of very interesting people. Mm-hmm. Among them, people who do interesting things.
Yes.
Tell our audience how we met today's guest.
Okay, so basically, Nachum and I were backstage. I mentioned this last week during the live lunch, but you were, unavailable that day to be here in the studio, and as a result, I was anchoring the show alone.
Doing the best you could.
Yes, thank you. Without you, I am nothing in this radio duo. Without you, I'm just me. Anyway, so we're backstage, and we see this gentleman who's clearly, shooting Zusha as they're on stage. And you introduce yourself and you say, have we met before? And he said, no, I don't think so. You introduce yourself, Nachum Segal, and he introduced himself, Naftali, Engel. And you say,
I asked him if he was related to the other photographer, Engel.
No, you asked him if he was related to Motzi Engel, who was a videographer.
Yeah, well, either one.
It's fine.
I think he's both.
It's fine. Anyway, so he said no, he didn't think so. And then we asked him if he was here, if this is what he does in professional photography. And he said, well, I travel with the band and I shoot their shows. He said, but this isn't what I do full time. Full time I make herring.
Right.
Right.
He's a herring maker.
He is a herring guy, and all of a sudden, our eyes popped out of our heads, and we're like, "Are you friends with Yoey Turkel?" And the answer was yes, because we had always heard that Jamie and Yoey had a friend who lived in Queens who made the most unbelievable herring.
A herring guy.
Okay. Anyway, we were literally going on and on and on in our effusive way about how excited we were to meet this individual and how we had heard so much about it and we're discussing it anyway.
And we're herring fans.
Yes, we are herring fans. And negotiating when he should come in, was it this week, next week, whatever. Anyway, it wasn't going to work out for last week because he was already sold out by Wednesday night, which is loco. Wow. And we were all excited, and then it turned out that you were not at work on Thursday. So it is an excellent thing that he ended up he was coming in this week and not last week. Anyway, Sof Kol Sof, we basically scared the living daylights out of Naftali Engel because we were so effusive in our excitement as meeting this rock star, this herring rock star as he is. And then I called Jamie the day after. I'm like, Jamie, you're not going to believe who I met. And I started telling her the story. She goes, you met Naftali Engel? I said, yes. And we were freaking out that he was a friend of Yoey and the whole thing. So I said to her, I think we scared him. She's like, yeah, well, I know the two of you, and I'm pretty sure you did.
Well, there's the introduction. That's how we met at Yiddish Soul. And sure enough, with a line of herring called the Rebbe's Choice. The Rebbe's Choice. Naftali Engel is in our studio visiting us here during the live lunch. Welcome to the Nachum Segal Network.
Thank you for having me.
Wait a second.
You need a mic.
I'll turn your mic on.
Right, there's...
Welcome to the Nachum Segal Network.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Are you on, by the way, are you on Twitter?
I'm on Instagram, The Rebbe's Choice.
Okay.
My website, therebbeschoice.com.
All right. So
I should go to that right now.
Yes.
Facebook as well, The Rebbe's Choice.
By the way, anybody who wants to see what's happening in our studio and the delicious-looking selection of herring that's here, you can go to Facebook Live right now. All you got to do is go to the Nachum Segal Network page on Facebook. Nachum Segal Network page on Facebook, and you can watch what's happening in our studio right now.
Yeah, basically what you'd be watching is us on social media trying to get this information out while, being bad hosts.
I go to the Rebbe's Choice website.
Yep.
And it introduces itself to the world with the phrase "Hamish meets high end."
Yeah, that's our slogan.
Why?
Well, herring is looked at as a very Heimish product. It's oily, it's messy, and I'm trying to bring that more to the masses. As not only is it a Hamish product, but it's something that can taste great. It can look great on your table. And it's just not only is it just like a kiddush item, but it's something that you can begin your meal with as an appetizer and start your Shabbos off on the right foot.
So this is not just a recommendation for people to include in their kiddush or in their snacking. You want this to be a real appetizer at a big Shabbos meal.
Yeah, that's the goal.
And the high end, when you say high end, is in the packaging, is in the...
The packaging is definitely, if you see, it's a lot different than a lot of the other herring brands. Besides the fact that the packaging is larger than other herring brands,
correct,
you're getting a lot more product, you're getting a lot higher quality for pretty much the same price. The packaging is a lot, I would say, it's like kind of a nicer aesthetic, and you know, it's more like a hipster kind of look to it. And each flavor, right now I have 5 flavors. We have sweet black pepper, smoky za'atar, zesty matches, jalapeno matches, and honey mustard sriracha. Each one is inspired by a different Hasidic Rebbe.
Are you being serious?
No, I mean...
Give me an example of one of these that was inspired by a Rebbe.
You guys are always catching me off guard here.
Yeah, no problem.
We do that.
Yeah, so the sweet black pepper is inspired by Rav Levi Yitzchak Berditchev. The smoky za'atar is Rav Zusha of Anapol. The zesty matches is Rav Nachman of Rimanov. The jalapeno matches is Rav David Lelev, and the honey mustard sriracha is Rav Nachman of Katz.
So if someone's a Lulav or Chassid, they're going for that one.
Look,
the jalapeno matches.
On the back of each container, there's a little paragraph telling you about each Rebbe and why this herring has something to do with him. It's not just I'm throwing a name on there and
no, I get that, but you got to give me on one of them. Tell me some details.
So I'll tell you, for example, let's say the honey mustard sriracha, which is inspired by Rabbi Nachman of Katz. Nachman of Katz was known to be a very sharp person, a very fiery person. So this is a very sharp, fiery, spicy herring. You know, and it definitely comes through in the flavors. Rav Zusha of Anapol, he was a very sweet person. Rav Zusha is
Zeus, right.
So you know, this herring has a lot of very intricate flavors, a lot of very different flavors, not something anybody's used to, which is what Rav Zusha was. It was a very different Rebbe. He never taught any Torah. He wrote a sefer, but he was always traveling. He was always all over the place. He didn't really have any Hasidim. So this has a lot of different flavors to it. Something very different, but it has this very sweet aftertaste. There's actual whole cloves in here, some that give a very sweet flavor to it.
Cloves. It wasn't allspice, Miriam. It was cloves.
This one has.
Oh, I was right. Something does have allspice.
This one has whole allspice.
Oh, that I was
the
right.
Jalapeno matches.
This was awesome. I cheated. I bought a couple last week because once Naftali said that his entire stash was sold out, but that I could get it at Geffen in the Five Towns on Mill Road. I was like, I'm there. And I sent my teenager, and she picked it up for me. She's like, you're sending me to go buy herring? I said, well, yes, I am.
We're live, Facebook Live right now at the Nachum Segal Network page. Go to Nachum Segal Network on Facebook, and you can see us live with Naftali Engel in studio. Naftali Engel is in studio. Listener Joseph says, hey guys, save me some herring. I can imagine most listeners feel that way. Mayor Fertig says, I just heard someone say herring rock star on the radio, but I must have misheard.
No, you did not.
Jamie Turkel has already tagged a gentleman named Joseph Turkel to listen in. And Jamie says, hey Naftali, so awesome. And yes, it is very cool. Now, it seemed to me when you first introduced these varieties, when you took out the 5 varieties and displayed them for everyone to see on Facebook Live and for all of us to enjoy here, it seemed to me that they all had a tinge of spiciness. But then you went ahead and described one of the sweet ones. Are the majority of them spicy herring?
No, so the only one that's, I would say, spicy is the honey mustard sriracha. That's the only one that's actually spicy. Even though the jalapeno matches has jalapenos, the peppers add very little heat to the actual herring. It's only spicy if you actually eat the jalapeno. The rest of them, the sweet black pepper especially, is on the sweeter side. The zesty matches is more of like an herb flavor, like an Italian style, I would say. Not exactly, but close enough. Has a little sweetness to it. And then the smoky za'atar also has a smoky flavor, like a za'atar, which is a blend of herbs, hyssop and thyme, and that adds the flavor in with the sweet cloves.
We're live lunching, hour number 2 of a Thursday live lunch. Okay, Mr. Engel.
One second, I just want to let you know that I'm getting emails from listeners who want to know about the website. So it's therebbeschoice.com.
Correct.
It's
Can you order through the website?
No, I don't do any online shipping yet. You know, we're working on more things. More
But the
avenues
stores
of
where it's
sales.
available, I assume, are mentioned on the website.
It's on the website. There's a page called Where to Buy,
Got it.
right on the top.
I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say that I particularly liked the section called "Why to Eat Herring on Shabbos,"
Why to eat herring on Shabbos? Yeah, there's a very famous Bnei Yissaschar. That's
which of course I'm familiar with.
right.
No, yeah.
And the Bnei Yissaschar, he talks about how there are three things Hashem blessed when He created the world. The first was fish, the second was humans, and the third was Shabbos. So obviously the Bnei Yissaschar is a little more intricate, and if you want to read it in more detail, you could go to the website. But he says that by a human eating fish on Shabbos, you're connecting all three blessings that Hashem made in the 7 days of creation in you. You're uniting all of them.
Very cool. I mean,
That's very
I
cool.
guess it would go for any fish, but
Yeah, any fish.
herrings
Right, so
become
herring
the
is-
one
Right, but the
choice.
Baal Shem Tov specifically ate fish during
The Baal
Shal
Shem
Shabbos.
Tov would eat fish on Shabbos.
All 3 meals of Baal Shem Tov ate fish.
Right, and
Right.
if you see in a lot of the Zmiros, talk about fish.
Et cetera.
Right, so fish is a very special food in Judaism.
Yeah, when we serve, when we have Hasidic guests and we serve, meatballs as an appetizer, they say, "Do you have any fish?" I'd like to, in addition to that, I'd like to have some fish, which I get because that's their. They're very serious. We're all serious about that tradition.
Right,
They're
right.
very serious about that tradition.
Yeah.
And the Bnei Yissaschar in general is extremely broad and deep when it comes to these types of issues. So I
Right.
could see this being him having taken this topic very, very seriously. How does one become passionate about herring?
Well, when I was a young boy, I did not think at all this is what I would be doing with my life.
Really?
Not even in the slightest. I always
You
enjoyed.
didn't grow up and say, "I really want to make herring."
No, I didn't even like herring that much. I still don't like herring that much. I love eating it, but I only eat it on Shabbos. I don't like eating it during the week. When I was in high school, I always thought I was going to be going into a career more like graphic design, photography. I still do some of that on the side.
That's how we met.
Right? You met me while I was doing some photography work.
Did you do your own shots for the website?
I did my own photography
They're great.
website. I did the website.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay,
logo,
that's great.
everything like that. Thank you. So when I was in yeshiva in Israel, I went to OJ. I was trying to find some herring. In Israel, it's very hard to find like the herring you're used to getting
Right.
in America.
Right.
Very unlike the American herring.
Very unlike the American herring. There's like bones in it.
Right.
Yeah, so
Larger pieces. You're
yeah,
not used
larger
to.
pieces. So I was trying to figure out how I could make my own herring. And I was actually in Sfat for Shabbos. My brother lives in Sfat. He's been living there for about 10 years now. And at Kiddush on Shabbos, somebody served this homemade herring, and I thought it was great. So I went over to the guy who made it, and I said, "Can you tell me, your recipe? I want to make some of my own." And his recipe was a little different, a bit intricate, and I didn't follow it, and I still don't follow it. He said, first you got to go to the mikvah. Then you got to dive in with the fish to say Tikkun Klali, learn next to the fish, and then maybe you could start chopping up some onions, So I was like, all right, so pepper, salt, what are we talking, right? So I asked my brother. My brother gave me a better recipe, which I started for the first week, and then as things went on, I developed more flavors. I added my own touch to each flavor, and now we have 5 original.
What needs to be
blends.
done to the herring in order for it to become that package?
Well, there's 2 different types of. Most of the time you're going to get schmaltz or pickled herring. Schmaltz, both of them are the same thing. Schmaltz and matjes are the same exact thing. Matjes is just Russian, and schmaltz is just Yiddish for the same word, fatty.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little known fact of the herring industry.
You just, by the way, killed half these
well,
people's industry
well, there-
because
no,
now
there-
we know we're buying the same thing twice.
Well, there is a thing called Swedish matjes, which is when they take the fish, they take matjes herring, and they marinate it in allspice and juniper berries and a lot of these other, sweeter, earthy flavors. And that's
Got it.
Swedish matjes.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different. So pickled herring is they take the fish, and it's in vinegar.
For how long?
That's I'm saying I'm not sure honestly. I'm
So
buying.
you have
it.
someone else do that
I'm
for
buying.
you.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
buying it
Ah,
already
okay.
that way.
You're
because-
buying pickled herring.
because I'm a smaller company. That's just, I think, the most cost-efficient way for me at this time.
I got it.
And then the other herring is in oil. It's marinated in oil and salt, and that keeps it shelf.
So then you add your ingredients and your recipe, your touch, and it
Exactly.
ends up in your package.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So, answer my original question. How do you become passionate about it? How is it that herring has become such an important thing to you?
I mean, it was a pretty bold statement when you said, this is what I do on the side, but full time I make herring.
Right. So,
Exactly.
I really started enjoying it when I saw other people enjoying it. That's when I started making it in yeshiva, and I would serve it after davening on Shabbos. Guys would just go crazy over it, and I realized I could do something with this, not only just as a business, but just to bring happiness a little bit.
So you wake up in the morning happy to get out of bed to do to work in the
100%.
herring industry.
My focus, when I'm davening, I'm always saying I hope people buy it so they could be happier on Shabbos. I'm not saying their happiness on Shabbos is relying on my herring. Obviously, there's other reasons to be happy, and obviously Shabbos is Shabbos. But if my herring adds just a little bit to somebody's Shabbos, I feel so happy about that.
Pretty amazing.
That's great.
Naftali Engel's here. It's the.
I have 1,000 questions. So
Go right ahead.
If you're going to a song, let me know now.
Oh, good.
Okay, did you have a good palate as a kid? Because a lot of these flavors are great, but they're complex, and then you look at them and say, wow, I wouldn't expect to do that. Like, could you pass the honey mustard one for a second?
Sure.
Honey mustard sriracha is almost like oxymoronic, but clearly it works. Like, you wouldn't expect somebody to throw some sriracha in with the honey mustard.
Right,
Honey mustard is
and it's,
distinct. And yet, no, it has a great flavor.
Right.
As I said, I snuck in some samples last week at the
Right,
Wallach Castle. But again, like, where did you come up with, did you always have this palate, or is it something you developed?
Well, I'm not sure if my mother is listening, but I want to say that she's an amazing cook.
Aw, yay,
and her
Mom.
food is delicious, so I definitely always appreciated food. I never thought I would go into a food-related business, but I was always cooking when I was younger, and I used to still do, watch a lot of cooking channels and stuff like that. So I always had a thing for cooking, and I guess now it just kind of translated into my own business.
Are there other things that you make that you're passionate about?
I make pickles as well, but I don't sell them, and I also make some dips.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
And the
soon-
dips also you don't sell.
I don't sell the dips yet.
So
Right now,
s-
just herring.
so
I'm
s-
trying to build the brand with the herring, and then slowly introduce more products.
So soon you're going to be a giant in this whole industry.
I can only hope.
That's incredible. And where are you based out of? I know Queens, but what does that mean?
Right now, I'm based out of Kew Gardens Hills. I'm working in my shul, but hopefully looking to move and expand soon.
It's unbelievable. And you are, 20 years old?
I'm 20, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So by the time you're 21, you'll be able to drink, and you'll have a full-fledged business.
Right.
Colleagues who you went to yeshiva with, what do they say when they find out you're doing this now?
A lot of people are very surprised. They didn't think I would be going into a food business, let alone a herring business. And it's honestly not something that's the norm. A lot of
Really?
people,
Especially at 20?
a lot of my friends, even the ones who are working, they're doing real estate, they're in school for accounting, lawyers, whatever. Nobody's doing herring.
Well, you're in a herring startup.
Right,
That's what
a
you have
herring
to
startup.
tell
He's
them.
doing it. Very few are in kosher food,
Right,
most
very
likely.
few are in kosher food.
And
A
then-
lot of guys work in waitering and stuff like that on
Right.
the side, but yeah, this is definitely something different. And I would say, tremendous akaras hatov to the high school I went to, Mesivta Taras Yaakov, because there the Rebbeim, they see each guy. They don't look at them as a whole with the rest of the class. They see each guy.
It's not a cookie
there's-
cutter atmosphere.
Right, and they see each guy with his own potential. And I would say the fact that I was able to confidently go on my own route, first of all in Judaism, but also in business and in the world, was only because of the Rebbeim there that treated me with such respect with everything I wanted to do.
Which Rebbe is going to be commemorated in the next variety?
Wait a minute, what is the next variety?
Well,
The
yeah,
next
it's obvious.
variety, we're working on a sweet onion cream sauce herring.
Which
Oh,
Rebbe
I was
would go
wondering
for that?
why
I can think of a couple of Rebbes these days that would be perfect for the sweet onion.
No,
herring.
just onion. Well, wait a minute. That brings me to my next question, which is why are there no creamed herrings so far?
Well, the honey mustard sriracha is a cream herring.
It is. It
it's-
seems to
it's-
be creamy,
right,
but
it's
it's not
creamy.
like your
Well,
classic.
cream herring is dairy, so generally.
But you can
A
get
good cream
a
herring
good,
is
solid,
dairy,
right, legit. Cream
Everybody
herring.
else's cream herring is just mayonnaise.
Right.
Oh, that's harsh.
It's mayonnaise.
Right.
So that means there is mayonnaise in the honey mustard sriracha. So the next one will be it's going to be inspired by Naftali Tzvi of Brabshitz.
Oh.
He was known as a very big jokester,
Right.
and he has a very funny story with onions. It's a little bit long of a story, but basically he tricked the Chose of Lublin, who was his Rebbe,
Mhm.
to give him a bracha by dressing up as a peasant to sell onions. So it's like a whole You know,
So he's a sweet onion type of guy.
He's a sweet onion type of guy. He's very humorous, and he would always cheer people up when they were down.
Go to the RebbesChoice.com, everybody. The RebbesChoice.com for information on this unique and brand new, essentially, herring in the kosher food market. You can check it out. It has the OK, correct?
Under the OK.
Under the OK. It's got a legit national hashgacha.
Right, which is a big deal and good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll have another segment coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, we're going to go to a song. We're going to do some tasting. We're on Facebook Live.
Facebook Live right now, everybody. You want to see actual reaction to the
Rebbe's Choice.
To the Rebbe's Choice herring? We will have that for you in a moment. Plenty more coming up on a Thursday. This is a live lunch at the Nachum Segal Network. Remember, Facebook is still on.
Yes, they can hear us and they can see us. Which, not when you get up on the air if you don't mind. Does he have any place in Flatbush?
No.
No. Closest place to Flatbush? This is herring music?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone. Thank you. Crown Heights. We're in Crown Heights.
Like Marketplace, East New York Avenue.
I have to keep my questions to the side so that we don't waste material. What? I did check it.
What?
Okay, yeah, your pictures are definitely better than mine. Because I think I know what I'm doing and I don't. I aspire to be one of those people who actually take pictures. Ooh, that's a good one. We want to get one also like that looks like it's a studio. Yeah.
Facebook Live isn't taking the board. So that's why the air.
He will be now.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, that's a good one. I got the mic in. I'm trying this one. It's gonna have more on here.
I don't want the too spicy. Say again?
Sweet black pepper.
Sweet black pepper?
Rummy! I'd also like to thank you for not letting me ever be nutritional information on that. No.
Not required
The
to do
less
that.
I know, the better I'll
I'm not
be.
required to do that, so.
Why is that?
If you sell football, you're not avoiding interesting conversation. So if you make all these facts that you don't understand, whatever sweet I can understand, you also want to do if you're selling less than honey mustards or
Something that's sweet. I can do spicy.
That's
Not too
spicy.
Sweet.
Live lunch on a big food day here at the Lower East Side. Later on today, Judd's Memphis Kitchen Truck is going to be out front of our studio at 551 Grand Street right here in Lower Manhattan, starting at 5:30 until closing, until sold out time. Here in studio we have Naftali Engel, the Rebbe's Choice. The Rebbe's Choice
Oh, that's amazing.
What do you call the black pepper one?
This
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the sweet black pepper.
Sweet black pepper is an excellent piece of herring.
Yeah.
This has allspice?
Yeah.
An excellent piece of herring.
This-
Did you try the black pepper one?
Yes, it was the first one I took for myself before I gave you, frankly. But yeah.
What's next?
I had the,
You've had the.
this
I don't
is
know if you like
spicy.
spicy.
It's
No.
excellent.
I might try it. I love honey mustard. That's why it's appealing to me. But
Yes,
it's
it has.
spicy.
It does have a kick in the back, but it's phenomenal.
I love honey mustard anything.
You
Yeah,
will
give it a
enjoy
try.
this. You will enjoy this.
Alrighty.
It's awesome. The jalapeno machos was the big winner at the Wallachs last week.
Thank you.
I did not get this one. I'm trying to.
Zesty matches. That is the newest one we have right now.
When did you first start producing?
The company I started producing February of 2016.
Oh wow!
Just
you
over
just
a
had
year.
your
Just over
anniversary.
a year, yeah. I've only been in stores just about a year now.
Got it. And by the way, I mean, I'm totally not complaining about this, and thank you. But what made you decide to make a bigger package?
Well, I just feel like a lot of the herring you're buying is mostly onion.
He wants people to be happy.
I want
Happiness means the bigger, the
Yeah.
better, the greater, the
you're
happier.
right. You're right about the. You're right about the
You just
other.
get
Yeah, there's a lot of onions.
So
4 pieces of herring and a bunch of onions.
So each
Oh,
container
and these
you're
are
getting,
bigger pieces.
Yeah, each container you're getting like
One second.
25, 30 pieces of herring, and not that much onions.
The honey mustard that I just tried has what in it that makes it spicy?
Sriracha. Sriracha is a fermented pepper sauce.
You ready?
Yep.
Over the equipment. ZK's not watching.
This is the matches herring,
That's zesty.
Zesty matches.
Zesty matches.
and
See, you're making me break my rule. You know what my rule is?
1 piece of herring.
One piece of herring. You can't. This is Nachum.
Right.
This is why I say what I say.
Rebbe's choice is not good.
Naftali, it's obvious to me, unless I don't know my herring lines well enough, it's obvious to me that you're not going the traditional route. There are a lot of herring companies out there that are taking care of the basic commercial herring.
Right.
You're doing stuff that's unique, different. You call it high end. I understand why now. It looks high end and it tastes high end, frankly.
It's not retailed for $6.99 for this container. Compared to
Can we
other,
call it small batch herring?
It is definitely small batch herring. It's all handmade. Everything's handmade, with gloves, obviously.
Of course.
And everything's handmade, so it's definitely
The
small
matches,
batch,
the matches.
artisanal.
That's outrageous. The matches.
Yes.
Zesty matches?
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow, that's really good.
Are you hoping to like exhibit at one of the upcoming food shows, or we're not there yet?
No, well, last year I attended Kosher Fest as just an attendee. This year I hope to be going to have a booth. It's undecided right now, but I hope to.
I mean, if you go to a trade show like Kosher Fest,
Yeah.
you understand that you're going to be inundated.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I'm
going
going to
to
be giving out a lot of free samples.
Oh.
No, I don't just mean that. You're going to be inundated, I think, with potential orders.
Correct.
And you're going to have to be prepared to really
Yeah.
expand.
Right.
Well, so that's the thing. Right now, I'm very limited, but I'm working on expanding. So hopefully, at that point, I'll be able to expand.
Okay, I am trying to move the herring from. Is ZK watching? ZK's gonna kill me.
What is this one?
That's the smoky
Smoky
za'atar.
Za'atar.
Spiral position.
So being that I'm very familiar with Za'atar, why isn't the herring green?
Because the smoky is from paprika.
Oh, so you put in a smoked paprika.
Yeah.
Got it. And again, how long does it marinate?
Well, I just made this on Tuesday.
And it's
Already.
already so flavorful?
Yeah.
You
How
really
long-
do pray with
You
those
could-
fish.
How
Okay.
long does it take?
You
24
guys
hours?
can come
Yeah, definitely. It'll hit its peak, obviously on Friday, on Shabbos.
Oh, nice.
But it's good to go, even 24 hours.
Can we get Avrami, who's Mr. Kiddush, to comment on this, please? Did you try any of them yet?
I tried one. I'm
Which
not
one?
a herring guy.
I know,
so
but you're a Kiddush guy.
I tried the hot one. I liked that it was
You
hot.
like that one?
The honey mustard sriracha.
Let's, which is the one I just tried, just a moment ago?
The
Smoky Za'atar.
Yeah, can we give a piece of that to Avrami? Get
Come here,
a professional
Avrami.
Kiddush. After all, you're at least 3 Kiddushes every Shabbos, right? You're a professional Kiddush guy.
Too.
We
Two,
also-
he's
here.
at 2 every Shabbos.
We also, by the way, like to dripping. We also like to monitor. Not monitor. Sorry. We also like to pair good herring or things in general with alcohol.
Right,
I mean, if we're
that's-
looking at a kiddish,
What's your recommendation?
right? What's your? I mean, or does
Well-
one size does not fit all?
The herring
I think this one's
definitely
better
goes
than the other.
well with most whiskeys, bourbon and scotch. But I would say the herring, the most flavor, like the best flavor pairings I've had was beer.
Pierre,
Oh.
Rummy was right. Oh.
There you go.
If
There
you
you
have-
go.
If you have, let's say, the honey mustard sriracha with like something a little bit more on the sweeter side, a darker ale or something like that, it really brings out a lot of interesting flavors.
Which one is this?
That's
That
the
one's
jalapeno.
The jalapeno matches.
Oh.
It's excellent.
Can I handle it?
Yes.
It's not spicy at all.
Isn't it great?
Very good.
And even the jalapeno slices.
The jalapeno is spicy though.
Well,
Yeah,
it's jalapeno.
it's fresh jalapeno as well, not pickled jalapeno.
So, are you taking suggestions for new ideas?
Yeah, always. I'm listening to everything people say. I get a lot of emails with suggestions and different things.
What has your mother suggested?
What has my mother suggested?
Uh-huh.
My mother suggests less oil, but that's really it.
Well, that's more of a consumer thing,
Yeah, it's
right?
more of a consumer thing, but at the end of the day, it's herring in oil. It
Right.
needs to be in oil.
You want it to be saturated. Avrami, stand next to the Facebook Live apparatus and tell the world what you thought of that piece of herring just now.
I liked both. I liked the second one better.
Which was?
The
Which one was
smokies
that?
out there.
The smokies out.
And
I
you
liked.
said you didn't like sweet.
Right. I didn't feel that there was sweet
There's
there.
a little
So.
sweetness in there.
But I like the texture of it better too. That was a better experience for me.
I'm
Better
loving
experience
this.
for
There
me.
you go.
I'm loving this with the slice of jalapeno on top.
Looks
Our
great.
It is
Kiddush
great.
expert has spoken. Anybody goes to do Kiddushes every Shabbos? We call them a Kiddush expert. Live lunch here. The Rebbe's Choice. It hurts our Facebook Live. That's why we don't have the air on.
Okay, I got that, but I'm
Well,
okay.
stop eating the jalapeno.
The jalapeno is not what's making me hot here. Yeah.
We're on Facebook Live right now, Nachum Segal Network. Facebook Live, Nachum Segal Network. Naftali Engel is here, and you know why he's here? He's here because of the Rebbe's Choice. The Rebbe's Choice. It's an amazing, brand new herring, new to us at least. And everybody out there who wants to try something unique, you have an opportunity to do so. Right now, it's available in limited places, including the 5 towns and Crown Heights. Those would be the 2 areas.
And we also have Queens and Passaic, New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
Passaic? Where are you in Passaic?
Kosher Connection on Main Avenue in Passaic.
So who does all the deliveries?
I do everything.
I'm looking at
I'm
it.
doing everything.
Got it.
A to Z.
You know, that's the way to start.
That's the only way to say it. Herring startup, right? That's
Right.
the only way to do it right
You
now.
like that phrase?
Yeah, that's good.
We know what's going to be happening soon. You'll have refrigerated trucks all over the New York, New Jersey area,
Mr. Shem, yeah.
shipping nationwide.
I hope so.
You know who we should put them in contact with the pickle guys. They're shipping nationwide
Yeah,
all
the
the time.
corner over here, yeah.
You heard about them?
I saw them on my way here.
There you go. They've perfected the pickling process. I can tell you that much. All right. Anybody out there wants information? TheRebbesChoice.com. TheRebbesChoice.com. All the locations where it's available is up there. Our taste test, as you've been watching and hearing, has been pretty remarkable. Really, really good. And we invite you to check it out. Anything else you want to add, Miriam Wallach?
But this is why I don't start. Because I just...
Uh-oh.
This is the problem.
You're just eating.
You
Yes,
are
'cause I
n-
like herring. I'm
you-
a good Jew.
you are now what Miriam would call an enabler.
Yes. That's right.
And
That's right.
herring's one of those things. Folks, we're gonna have to start encouraging her not to continue.
We'll have to help. We'll have to
Somebody's
have
going to have to.
intervention.
Right, there's going to be an intervention in a few minutes. It's going to include Stephen Wallach, who's calling, going, "What are you doing? How long? What's the shelf life? Or because it's an oil, we got a long time."
6 weeks shelf life.
Wow. And is that also because of the quality of the ingredients?
Definitely, everything's very fresh. Everything's, I'm always, because it's handmade. I'm very meticulous on what's going into the container and making sure everything's fresh and able to last 6 weeks.
When you first met whoever you get your fish from,
Right.
and he looked at you like, "Dude, you're 19, and what are you doing?"
Well, a lot of people think I'm older because I have the
Right.
beard.
I also thought you were older.
Yeah, I've heard people say 26.
Right.
There was one time with my brother, and somebody thought I'm the youngest, so my brother, he's 5 years older than me, and somebody thought I was older than him. He has a beard as well, but shorter. So the beard kind of throws
It
people
helps.
off on the age, right? So when I meet people, I don't really tell them my age because it just doesn't. I don't think it's relevant.
It doesn't help either.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I don't
Right.
know. But yeah, when I met the guy for the first time, he was fascinated that I was starting a herring company because there's really a lot of bigger names out there that are already pretty established. Nobody's really trying to break into the market. But
And we can say that you have no herring mentor, correct? Aside from your mother.
my brother,
His
my
brother.
Oh, it was herring
My
mentor.
brother, he gave me the original first recipe that I did, and then
Right.
I added on different things from there.
There you go.
Credit to Menachem.
It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's honestly phenomenal.
Very good stuff. Unbelievable. Listener Abe is recommending you try Teaneck, New Jersey. Probably would go well
We'll
over
get
there.
there. We'll get there.
I'm sure you're thinking about that already. And listener Isaac, thanks for listening in. He says, I smell it here. And I think Isaac's in Williamsburg. So right over the river, or overseas, as we like to say about Williamsburg.
Hop across the bridge.
Exactly. They are smelling it and enjoying our presentation.
Is it complicated at this point because so many individual stores make their own herrings or they have their own lines to be able to move yours into like a store like Pomegranate?
Well, yes, definitely. A lot of the stores have contracts with other brands.
Real estate in supermarkets is
Right.
really at a
It's very
premium.
tough. It is tough,
Really
especially in
premium.
refrigerated areas.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Even
Oh,
worse, right? Even
right.
worse.
Frozen is
And,
the worst.
and
That's what
frozen
I
is
hear.
the worst, right?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
But luckily, all the stores that I've gone to, which is only 5 at this point, I've gone into all of them without
Right.
any difficulties.
Right.
Because people taste my product and they realize it's good to go
Yeah.
on the shelf. It's
You
gonna-
wait till those chains are calling you
Right.
to get you onto
Right.
the shelves. Believe me, we're going to get to that point.
Right.
All right.
Awesome.
Our big thanks to Naftali,
Thank you for having me.
Oh, are you kidding? Thanks
No.
for enabling me.
Naftali Engel. Thank you.
I don't know where the herring is going to go after this.
Don't worry, we have 6 weeks. It'll
Yeah.
stay in the studio.
Yeah.
Yes, we thank you for the herring. We thank you for being here
delicious.
today. You've taught us something about stick-to-itiveness and entrepreneurship and realizing a dream. It was difficult for me before this conversation to understand that herring was your dream, but now that I understand it, I am encouraging you.
I only dream about herring.
I mean, you pray with the herring and you dream with the herring. I am encouraging you to keep going forward.
Thank you.
And we will, and also, by the way, I could cite for you somebody that I was with at Kosher Fest 20 years ago, who was giving out samples and introducing a brand new line. And if I told you who it is today, you would say you would certainly take their space in the supermarket. So, good,
All right.
good luck.
That's good. Thank you.
You're going to get there. It takes time and effort, and you seem to have a dedication to both of those.
All right.
So thank you.
Excellent product.
We want to thank those who've been watching on Facebook Live, Nachum Segal Network, and thanks for all the comments, and of course comments on our app as well. Any information you need about the delicious Rebbe's Choice herrings, 5 varieties available right now. It's the Rebbe's Choice, right? It's the Rebbe's
The
Choice.
Rebbe's Choice.
The Rebbe's
REBBES.
Choice.com. The Rebbe's Choice, REBBES choice.com. Simple as that. More coming up. It's a Thursday. You know it right here at the Nachum Segal Network.